May I come in, sir?
Yes, please come.
Good afternoon, sir.
Please be seated.
Thank you, sir.
So, Ankit, please introduce yourself to the board.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. My name is Ankit Meena. I am a civil engineering graduate from IIT Delhi. I completed my schooling from Jaipur, Rajasthan. In my free time, I like playing football and spending time with my grandparents.
And spending time with?
With my grandparents.
Okay. So, you are from Jaipur.
Yes, sir.
What is the meaning of dosa?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware.
You stay somewhere in a place which is named after Lajpat. Somewhere your father's postal address was scheme number 2, Lajpat Nagar,
Yes, sir, in Alwar.
in Alwar. Okay. So, who was Lajpat ji?
Sir, Lala Lajpat Rai was a freedom fighter of our country. He was a part of the trio popularly known as Lal Bal Pal, which comprised of Bal Gangadhar Tilak and Bipin Chandra Pal. They were renowned for the freedom struggle within our country.
So, did he die during this?
Sir, I'm aware of he was the victim of a lathi charge by the Britishers, and he suffered major injuries in that. And as a result of that, his health deteriorated, and he succumbed to that.
Your father was in a bank.
Yes,
So
sir, he
when-
is in bank.
When were the banks nationalized?
Sir, I'm not aware of the exact year.
PNB has, another bank has merged into PNB.
Yes, sir.
Which bank?
Sir, earlier there were around 3 banks. One of them was Oriental Bank of Commerce. One was Punjab National Bank. And sir, the third I'm not aware of, but these 3 were merged together to form one central bank.
So only these 3 merged, or there were other mergers also in the banking sector?
Sir, recently there have been other mergers whereby several banks have been merged into one single entity.
Can you give some other example?
Sir, I'm aware Bank of Baroda also underwent a merger with a couple of other small banks.
Yeah. And where has Corporation Bank gone?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware.
Okay. So, what is the benefit of merger?
Sir, by merging several banks, we can enhance their operating capacities. For instance, 2 small banks which were earlier limited to small scale financial management, giving loans for instance. By merging with a large bank, they can be involved so that they can cater to large parties which require a large amount of loans, and the workforce also is better equipped so that
I give a different argument. What I suspect is that since most of things have gone online, so now I need to go to the bank only once to open an account. And thereafter I don't have to go to bank,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
So that much workload would not be there in the bank. You see, paper transactions are coming down.
Right.
If 1,000 people have an account in a bank, only 5 of them or 10 of them issue checks. For the rest of the lot, the staff there doesn't have to do anything.
Right, sir.
You don't have to open everybody's account every day and monitor what transactions they are doing,
Sure, sir.
isn't it? So do you think this logic would prevail?
Sir, looking at it now, I think this is a valid reason, which could be one of the key reasons behind the merger decision.
Yeah, ultimately they have to be made economic. Anyway, you play volleyball.
Yes, sir.
So what is the size of volleyball court?
Sir, the volleyball court, each side of the court is 9 by 9 meter. whereas the height of the net is 2.43 meters.
2.43
meters for men's volleyball.
Okay. Now you go and stay with your grandparents.
Yes, sir.
So tell me, which is the major problems which the elderly people face? Tell me 3 major problems which the elderly people face.
So first and foremost,
And more as a civil engineer.
so earlier I was planning to give the problem related to migration of their children in search of job, but
Okay, you tell that also, no problems. Then come again as a civil engineer.
so can I take a moment to think?
Yeah, why not?
Sir, one problem which I'm able to pinpoint is most of the elderly generation, for instance, those from the village areas whose children have migrated to urban areas in search of job, the engineering facilities at their disposal are limited. For instance, they still live in old facilities which are not sir, for instance, they have to fetch water from hand pumps, and some of them
Okay.
live in
Okay. Let's say an urban elderly who doesn't have to fetch water from hand pump and all that.
sorry sir, I'm not able to think of any civil engineer.
Now think about it,
Sorry sir.
Biggest crises should not fall.
Yes sir.
So 50% of elderly above 80 fall, and 35% of elderly actually fall above 65, right?
Sir, while
So-
walking?
No, they fall in their lives. It mostly they are at home.
Yes
They
sir.
are not outside, right?
Yes sir.
So now look at it as a civil engineer. I'm giving you this problem. Fall prevention of elderly. What would you do in a house setup?
So within the household setup?
When most of the time they are spending within the household setup.
Yes
They
sir.
rarely go out, isn't it?
Yes sir.
Yeah.
So for instance, accessing different floors can become a major problem for them. The staircase is designed at their age, it's not possible for their joints to handle such
Okay,
stresses.
okay. So what would you do? There's no lift. What would you do about the staircase?
Sir, low gradient ramps can be provided, which are easy to.
Can't build a ramp in an existing multi-story building. Come on. Nobody will build a ramp for you.
So we can try to minimize so that they don't have to.
It's simple, yeah. You have to put a
Handrail.
Handrail on both sides.
handrail on both sides, guardrail, so they can catch it and go up. Isn't it?
Yes. Sir.
Okay, so this was one. What else? Now let's say you have entered the house of elderly. Now what changes we should do so that he doesn't fall in his house? Come on, fast.
So we can provide resting areas if the distance to travel between two places is larger.
Now within the house. Anyway, so next time you go to meet your grandparents, be more observant,
Sure, sir.
right? So look at the areas where they are mostly. Kitchen, they should not fall in kitchen. So the tile should be anti-skid, or
Right.
you should put a mat there, right? Then bathroom. Major area of fall is bathroom.
Yes.
So bathroom should have grab rails.
Yes.
You're an ITD engineer, yeah, come on. Right? And the floor should be anti-skid.
Sir, I will definitely observe.
These are basic things.
Yes.
Right? Yes. Abhishek.
Ankit,
Yes, sir.
what was your BTech project?
Sir, my BTech project was on estimation of calcination energy of clays.
Estimation of
Calcination energy of clays.
calcination energy of clays. So how did you measure that?
Sir, the calcination of energy can be measured by using a differential scanning calorimeter. So the energy supplied can be measured as a function of temperature, and then if we take a derivative of that, that gives us the regions in which the energy consumption is maximum, which indicate regions where kaolinite, for instance, minerals are changing forms, for instance, into amorphous and more reactive forms. And from there, we can estimate the amount of energy required based on a different composition of materials, such as based on the composition of kaolinite, etc. And from that, we can predict the energy required for various clays.
So, where did you use this energy? What are the data received? That energy, this much energy is generated or it is required? Generated.
Sir, for calcination of clays, we have to supply energy.
You have to supply energy.
Yes, sir.
So, you have supplied energy, then what did you get out of that?
Sir, the material, for instance, kaolinite, it changes into an amorphous, more reactive form, and this reactive form can be used as a substitute in cement. Since it has a high pozzolanic action.
What do you know about Jaipur?
Sir, Jaipur is the capital of Rajasthan. It is a historic city. It is famous for its various monuments and various rulers which have ruled there. Sir, it also has a rich history of culture, various folk dances and industries.
Actually, any city, like when Calcutta was made capital by the Britishers, they had a reason.
Yes, sir.
When Delhi was made capital by them, it had a reason.
Yes, sir.
So, what is the reason that Jaipur became capital of Rajasthan?
Sir, around the time when the decision to make Jaipur capital was announced, the population of the capital of Rajasthan, which was earlier around the region of Amer, it was growing and it needed water resources. So from a security standpoint also, the ruler of the then ruler Maharaja Jai Singh also wanted to fortify his kingdom, and so that the inhabitants can be better protected. So he decided to shift the capital to Jaipur.
Any city, once it is developed, the basic reason is water supply requirements.
Yes,
so from where you are supplying water to Jaipur, because it is a vast population,
yes, sir.
you require water. Earlier it was a very limited source, ponds and all those things.
Yes, sir.
अभी पानी किधर से आता है?
Sir, if we talk about the drinking water, the Bisalpur tap water is provided to households. So that covers a major proportion of households for their drinking water.
How far is Bisalpur Dam? And on which city it is located? Which river it is located?
So sorry, I'm not able to recall.
Chalo. Then you stay and you spend time with your grandparents. What are their basic requirements? At what age they are? Maybe 60s?
Sir, their age?
Yeah.
Sir, around 65 to 70 years.
65 to 70, my age. So, what are their basic requirements? Beta pani de dena, beta ye. What is their basic requirement at this stage? Age and stage.
Sir, at this stage, they are capable of doing their basic work such as bathing and eating and drinking, fetching water. Sir, the key issue I feel is since all of their children have moved to different places in search of their jobs, so an emotional void has been left. So they are left themselves, and there is no one with whom they can share their experiences and their day-to-day experiences.
Then why did they decided to live with your father only? You must be having other uncles also.
Sir, they live in the village right now. So whenever I get the chance during my holidays, I go to visit them.
So who else lives there in village?
Sir, my grandparents are there,
Haripura, huh?
and sir, my cousin brother is there.
Achha. Grandparents and your cousins.
Yes, sir, the son of my maternal aunt.
So you provide emotional support to your grandparents.
Yes, sir, I try to whenever I go there.
चलो. What are the problem? Aged. बूढ़े लोगों की क्या समस्या है?
Sir, first and foremost, the physical degradation of the physical qualities. So their body becomes weak due to the bones get less dense, and as a result, they have trouble doing their daily household works. Sir, their memory also slowly starts to weaken, so that they have trouble remembering very old things. And sir, if we go to the later stages, the teeth also may start falling.
So these all things you are right. So how can you support them? मेरे दांत हैं सब टूटे हुए. How can you support them?
Sir, we can support them by helping them get a balanced meal without needing to chew much harder food, and incorporating a softer and liquid diet within their food.
Okay, something technical.
Yeah. Ankit, tell me, what is your aim in life?
Sir, my aim in life is to be a successful engineer and try and contribute back to the society.
Okay, so why do you want to join engineering services?
Sir, I feel by serving in the engineering services, I would get a good chance at achieving my aim and contributing to the development of the nation.
But have you ever spoken to somebody who's in the departments which are there?
Sir, within the engineering services?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. My father has a friend whose son recently joined engineering services, and I tried.
So what is the nature of profile of engineers, those who are recruited through ESC? Is it pure technical job or it is managerial job?
Sir, it is based, as per my knowledge, it is a techno-managerial job. So it involves technical know-how, but also requires engineers to be aware how to manage their subordinates and how to organize their work efficiently.
But I feel that this job has 90% of managerial job and very less technical expertise required. So do you think you will be able to fulfill your aim after joining engineering services?
Yes, sir. I am hopeful and I am confident that if I'm eager to learn and grow every day, I'll be able to prosper within the job.
No, but why didn't you go for your college placement, since you are from IIT Delhi, such a prestigious institute?
Yes, sir.
Don't you think that in outside world you will be able to contribute more to the society in terms of engineering?
Sir, I agree with the fact that you can also contribute by working within the private sector. Sir, but I feel a differentiating factor is that the first aim of any private sector is to make profit, and then if they are capable, then they can also contribute to the society. For example, CSIR initiatives.
I don't agree with you. You must have heard recently about Ratan Tata.
Yes, sir.
Tata's built the nation. Is their main aim profit or it is building the nation?
I believe we're able to contribute so much to the nation building because their enterprise was successful. If it were not successful within their early years, I don't think they would have.
So then
had
why
the
don't you go for, let's say you are highly qualified, you open a startup and then you start serving the nation?
Sir, I believe opening a startup and then solving problems of the common people is a very good way to solve the problems within our nation. But I don't see any reason not to join engineering services and contribute to the development of nation in this.
No, that's what I'm saying. The job profile in engineering services would be 90% managerial.
Yes, sir.
And probably you won't be able to get to work on the projects where you are directly interacting with the people.
Okay, sir.
So how do you think that you will solve or you will contribute to the society?
So by being part of an organization which whose sole aim is to help the people by developing infrastructure to solve their basic needs. If I'm part of that ecosystem of that organization and I'm able to fulfill my job diligently, I feel I will be playing a big part in the process.
These big firms like L&T,
Yes, sir.
they build bridges, they construct highways, everything.
Yes, sir.
So don't you think they are doing more than the department who is giving them orders?
Sir, for instance, if we take any project of L&T, they would have had conducted a study which would have ensured that the project would be successful after completion. But for instance, if we take our government projects, if a project isn't profitable but it solves the problems of society, for instance with building roads within a poor area, so the government executes such projects, although they are not profitable, but the government, since it has a responsibility towards its people, it executes such projects, and I feel that
No, but you are just a part of the system.
Yes, sir.
You will not be deciding which roads to build.
Yes, sir.
Which roads to build will be decided by politicians. When they go to any locality, they ask the people demand, and they say, okay, we will build this. So you will be just a mediator between the government and the contractor. Contractor is building the projects and somebody has assigned the money. Your role would be just to manage it. Don't you think you will be not satisfied with this profile?
Sir, I would like to disagree. I would rather be a part of a project whose prime motive is to help people, rather than being part of one which is there in place so that it can be profitable.
But everything is helping the people. Even the Reliance is making a lot of profit. But don't you think Reliance has revolutionized the IT sector or the telecommunication sector? I feel Reliance is helping more, even if they are making profit.
Yes, sir. Nothing to take away from the work, commendable work that Reliance has done towards the society. I feel certain organizations such as Reliance also have a key part within the development of the nation. But another key pillar is the governmental infrastructure which is built.
Okay, which are your favorite subjects?
So I would say soil mechanics, fluid mechanics.
Okay. So, what is Pascal's law?
So the Pascal's law states that the pressure within a fluid system is same in all directions. Yes. Sir.
And what is hydrostatic paradox?
Sorry, sir, I'm not.
What are the assumptions taken in derivation of Bernoulli's equation?
So the assumptions taken are that the fluid is incompressible, the flow is steady state flow, the flow is inviscid, and the 2 points lie on the same streamline.
So can we apply the Bernoulli equation at 2 points which are not on the same streamline?
Yes, sir, we can apply, but a condition has to be fulfilled given that the flow is irrotational.
The fluid has to be irrotational.
Yes, sir.
What if the flow is rotational?
Sir, if rotational flow is there, then the 2 points not on the same streamline cannot be, Bernoulli's equation cannot be applied within those 2
Okay,
points.
thank you. Sir?
Ankit,
Yes, sir.
can you please tell me what is principal stress?
So when we apply loading, any general loading on a body, if we take infinitesimally small elements within that body, stresses will be generated on the faces of these bodies. And if we take many such small elements and compare the stresses generated, the maximum such stress generated is called principal stress.
So that is only on infinitely small element?
Sir, the stresses generally vary within the cross section of a body. So to incorporate that variation and to study any specific point, we reduce the dimension of that element.
For studying.
Yes, sir.
Do they have any significance, physical significance?
Yes, sir. For instance, if we are designing any structure, any knowledge of the principal stresses within a body which are incurred due to a loading can be used by relating it to material strength and ensuring that it doesn't exceed the strength of the material so that the structure would not fail.
So at every section you will do the analysis of these small, infinitely small elements?
No, sir. We will study the variation of the stress within the section, and where we expect the stress to be maximum and minimum. At those points, we will study how much the stress.
And how you will anticipate that at this point it will be maximum and at this point it will be minimum? How anticipation, how this will be decided by you?
Sir, we can develop equations. For instance, if we derive the shear equation for shear stress within a section, it comes out to be parabolic.
Let us say I have a cube.
Yes, sir.
At one end there is a 100 Newton
Okay.
compressible. At another end there is a 20 Newton compressible. Can you visualize? It's a cube. Imagine a Rubik's cube. Have you seen a Rubik's cube?
Yes, sir.
At one end we have 100 Newton.
Yes, sir.
Right? At the top we have the 100 Newton.
Yes, sir.
At the side I have 20 Newton.
Yes, sir.
There is no shear stress.
Okay, sir.
What will be the principal stress? At which place the principal stress will be the maximum?
Sir, can I use a paper?
Yeah, sure. Sir, can we have pencil, sir? Pencil गिर गया. Please.
Sir, if we draw the Moore circle for the stress element, we will find that it passes through the points -80, 0 and -20, 0. So the maximum compressive stress within the material will be -80 Pascal, and the maximum shear stress within the material would be 30 megapascals.
Minus 80.
Sir, 80 megapascal compressive stress would be the maximum stress.
And what was the compressive stress applied?
Sir, 80 megapascals.
How much force did we apply initially?
Sir, along the y-axis 80 and along the x-axis 20.
What is the force did you apply on this cube?
Sir, 80 and 20.
100 I told.
Sorry, sir. Sir, 120.
So what are your principal planes?
So the principal planes would be those planes along the normal to which only stresses will be acting and no shear stresses will be.
To determine this, why do you have to draw Moore circle? It was a common sense.
Yes, sir.
If I have to define a principal plane, what could be the other definition of the principal plane? Why this phenomena has occurred?
Sir, the principal plane is a plane along which any value of shear stress would be 0.
I have mentioned that there is no shear stress.
Yes, sir.
And both the forces were normal.
Right, sir.
What is principal strain?
Sir, principal strain would be the strain along the principal, along the normal to principal plane.
It will be in the same direction of principal stress.
Sir, it will be the maximum value along the three principal.
It will be in the direction of principal stress or not?
Sir, it should.
Will be or will not? I don't want to yes or no. I don't want to hear should or
Sir,
can.
Sir, it will be in the direction of principal.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Now tell me, concrete. You must have seen or you must have done certain experiments on concrete during your college days.
Yes, sir.
Concrete fails due to stress or due to strain?
Sir, the primary reason for failure in concrete is that cracks develop when any tensile stresses are developed, and when these cracks develop, the material is not able to resist the forces.
The failure of concrete is taken due to stress or strain?
Sir, it is due to strain.
How much?
Sir, maximum compressive strain is 0.0035.
That is considered as failure?
Yes, sir.
Did you do cube testing during your college days?
Sir, no. During our second year, we were supposed to do, but then COVID pandemic happened.
During your final year, something?
Yes, sir. We did the split tensile strength test.
You did split tensile strength test.
Yes, sir.
What was the size of the specimen?
Sir, a cylindrical specimen was taken. I can't recall the exact dimensions.
Why cylindrical specimen? Why not cube?
So for split tensile strength, since we apply a compressive stress on diametrically opposite ends and the specimen undergoes failure due to the Poisson's effect, the crack developed along the diameter. So, sir, using cylinder, we can apply the force at a on a small area, whereas if we use a cube, we will have to apply the force on the face.
But during this method, you are applying which force? Tensile force or compressive force?
Sir, compressive force.
Then how tension is generated?
Sir, if we are applying compressive stresses along the y direction, then due to Poisson's effect, there will be tensile stresses developed along the x-axis.
If I restrain along the x-axis, then?
Sir, if we apply stresses along the x-axis.
No, I'm applying the stresses along the y-axis, but I restrain the x-axis also. Then?
Sir, then compressive stresses due to that restraint would get generated along the x-axis.
Then what will happen to this specimen?
Sir, it will undergo failure along the surface across which the tensile stress would be maximum. We can determine that by drawing a Moore circle.
Draw.
So the failure surface would be horizontal in that case.
Done, sir.
Okay. I'll call you back for feedback.
Thank you, sir.
सो अंकित, आप सिविल सर्विसेज भी दे रहे हो क्या?
No, sir.
नहीं दे रहे, सिर्फ यही कर रहे हो?
Yes, sir.
चलो कोई बात नहीं. सो यू आर अ गुड कैंडिडेट. पर एक तो तुम इतने उदास या डरे हुए क्यों लग रहे हो? आराम से रिलैक्स करके बैठो, पीछे पीठ लगा के आराम से बैठो. यार IIT दिल्ली ब्रांड यार, मतलब घबराने की क्या बात है?
रात में ट्रैवल करके आए हो क्या?
सर, अभी जयपुर से.
मॉर्निंग में, सुबह डबल डेकर से?
Yes.
अच्छा, जयपुर से आए हो?
Yes.
हाँ, तो थोड़े थके थके लग रहे हो. नींद नहीं आई रात को?
सर, नींद आई थी.
हाँ?
सर, नींद आई थी.
थोड़ा जोर से बोलो यार, अब तो जोर से बोलो, इंटरव्यू खत्म हो गया, जोश आना चाहिए. हमारा माइक निकाल दोगे ना तब भी तुम तक आवाज आएगी, और तुम जवान हो.
जोर से बोला करो थोड़ा ना, वॉइस.
देखो, अगर बोर्ड को तुम्हारी बात सुनाई नहीं देगी तो नंबर कहाँ से देंगे?
राइट सर.
ठीक है ना, तो इस बात का ध्यान रखो. यू शुड बी लाउड एंड क्लियर. और दूसरा, जब आपको बोला जाए कि बोर्ड को इंट्रोड्यूस करो या कोई भी सवाल भी होता है, तो 60% ऑफ टाइम जिसने सवाल पूछा उसकी तरफ देखो, 40% ऑफ द टाइम औरों की तरफ भी देखो. ठीक है, कि इंटरोगेशन नहीं हो रही है, इंटरव्यू है.
ओके सर.
इट्स मोर कोलैबोरेटिव. ठीक है, एक तो इस बात का ध्यान रखो. आपको हाथ अपने फिक्स करके नहीं रखने, यू कैन यूज़ देम ऑल्सो. ठीक है. जब आप अंदर आए थे, अंदर आने के बाद आपने कोट के बटन खोले, दैट वाज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड. अभी जैसे आए हो, बिना खुले हुए लेके आए हो ना, तो खुले हुए इज़ ऑल राइट. खुले हुए आओ, खुले हुए जाओ. सबके सामने बटन खोलना बंद करना इज़ नॉट रिक्वायर्ड. डिस्ट्रैक्शन हो जाती है. टाइम कम होता है, 25 मिनट ही होंगे उनके पास इंटरव्यू के लिए, 30 मिनट ही होंगे.
राइट.
तो डोंट वेस्ट टाइम ऑन दैट. ठीक है. सो यू विश द चेयरमैन ऑफ द बोर्ड, एंड व्हेन दे टेल यू टू सिट, यू सिट. इफ द चेयरमैन इज अ लेडी, great. If there's a lady on the board, then first the lady, then the chairman, and then you don't have to wish everybody, right? So that is one thing. और जिस सवाल का आपको उत्तर नहीं पता तो सिंपली से आई वुड लाइक टू लर्न मोर अबाउट इट और बाहर निकल लो.
Okay, sir.
अगर आपको 60% पता है तो से आई मेक ए गेस, फिर गेस कर लो. ठीक है.
Okay, sir.
मतलब जिसका बिल्कुल नहीं पता और आप आंसर देना शुरू करोगे तो गड़बड़ हो जाएगी. ठीक है. यू आर अ गुड कैंडिडेट. आपका स्कोर इजीली 125 तक अभी हम दे सकते हैं आपको, बट यू कैन गो अप टू 150. कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है.
Thank you.
ठीक है. और थोड़ा मुस्कुराओ, थोड़ा एनर्जी डालो. बिल्कुल बुझे बुझे लग रहे हो तो ऐसी हालत है तो इंटरव्यू से 2 घंटा पहले विटामिन बी कॉम्प्लेक्स खा लेना. थोड़ी
Sir, I will make sure I will smile.
नहीं, ले लेना, कोई नुकसान नहीं है. इट विल हेल्प यू फील मोर एनर्जेटिक, एंथ्यूज्ड. देखो, दिस होल वर्ल्ड इज एनर्जी एक्सचेंज, राइट? तो या तो तुम एनर्जी ले लो या नंबर ले लो,
Yes, sir.
राइट? सो थिंक ऑन दैट. हाँ जी, आप बताइए.
आपने अच्छा दिया इंटरव्यू, लेकिन लाइक प्रॉब्लम ऑफ एजेड यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर एंड हाउ कैन यू सपोर्ट दैट आल्सो यू शुड प्रिपेयर. ठीक है. बाकी टेक्निकली प्रोजेक्ट यू आर ऑल राइट, हैव नो इशू. एंड जयपुर कैपिटल सिटी इज मेनली बिकॉज इट इज biggest city of all the princely states and was more manageable by Delhi, so they have made it, nothing else.
अंकित, कुछ फीडबैक्स हैं. एक तो आप जब एंटर किए थे आपके शू लेसेस खुले हुए थे, पूरा एकदम लूज था. ठीक है, उसका थोड़ा सा ध्यान रखो. आपको सर ने इंट्रोड्यूस करने को बोला तो आपने बोला गुड आफ्टरनून, माय नेम इज़ अंकित. सो इट हैज़ टू बी गुड आफ्टरनून सर. ठीक है, वो इट शुड नॉट बी विदाउट दैट. फिर जब आप कुछ आपने बोला कि सर मैं आई टेक ए गेस, फिर बहुत लंबा पोज हो गया. सर ने आपसे पूछा था कि एल्डरली पीपल की क्या क्या प्रॉब्लम्स हो सकती हैं सिविल इंजीनियरिंग पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से.
Yes, sir.
तो आपने बोला कि सर मैं आई टेक ए गेस, फिर आप एकदम सो गए. उतना लंबा पोज नहीं होना चाहिए, इंस्टेंटली ये सब चीज़ें आ जानी चाहिए.
Yes.
ठीक है. आपका इंटरव्यू बहुत अच्छा हो सकता था, बट आपने बहुत जगह बहुत ही लूज आंसर
फोटो आपकी
दिए.
कितनी पुरानी है?
स्कूल टाइम.
इतना ध्यान तो रखा करो ना, कहेंगे तो बड़ी लापरवाह है, जो रखी थी अपना निकाली लगा दी.
वो सब चीज़ें मैटर करती हैं, बिकॉज एवरीबडी ऑब्जर्व्स. आपकी पर्सनैलिटी इन्हीं सब चीज़ों से दिखती है. ओके, पीछे हो जाओ, आराम से रिलैक्स होके बैठो, बहुत ज़्यादा टेंशन में लग रहे हो. ठीक है. जब कभी भी ऐसा सवाल आता है जैसे एल्डरली पीपल की क्या प्रॉब्लम है, अब आपको बोर्ड में दिखेंगे कि सारे लोग उन प्रॉब्लम्स को फेस कर रहे हैं. ठीक है. मैं अगर नहीं भी किया हुआ हूँ, मुझे अगर कुछ ना भी पता हो, तो भी मैं 5 प्रॉब्लम बहुत कैटेगरिकली गिना सकता हूँ. आपको एक मौका दिया गया था वो पॉइंट स्कोर करने के, अच्छे पॉइंट स्कोर करने के, जो आपने गवा दिया. आपने कहा कि मुझे अच्छा लगता है, आपने अपनी हॉबी बताई कि पेरेंट्स के साथ, ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स के साथ टाइम स्पेंड करना. ठीक है. तो अब उनकी प्रॉब्लम्स क्या है? तो वो रिटायर हो चुके हैं, अब उनकी प्रॉब्लम क्या है?
सबसे पहले एक स्टिक की रिक्वायरमेंट होती है.
बहुत सारी, मतलब द मेन प्रॉब्लम इज दे आर फिजिकली वीक नाउ.
Yes, sir.
सेकेंड इज दे आर इमोशनली वीक.
Yes, sir.
सब बच्चे आप ही ने बताया कि बाहर जा चुके हैं, तो वो एक इमोशनल कनेक्शन दे हैव लॉस्ट.
पीरियडिकल मेडिकल चेकअप,
मेडिकल हेल्थ, ये सब चीज़ आप बिल्कुल एकदम कैटेगरिकली बता सकते थे. उसको आपने थोड़ा सा लूज छोड़ दिया. एक प्रॉब्लम में घुस गए कि सब बच्चे दूर चले जाते हैं, तो फिर उसी में रह गए. सर ने पूछा सिविल इंजीनियरिंग, सबसे ज़्यादा सीढ़ियाँ चढ़ने में प्रॉब्लम होती है, बाहर जाने में प्रॉब्लम होती है, कहीं जा नहीं सकते, वहीं बैठे रहते हैं. वहीं बैठे रह गए तो बॉडी में पेन होने लगता है, तो उनको वॉकिंग भी करना है. ये सब प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, इनको आप बहुत ही एक सिंक्रोनाइज्ड वे में 1 by 1 करके बता सकते थे. सर इज़ PhD इन ऑल दिस, तो सर तो आपको खुल के मार्क्स दे सकते थे अगर आप कुछ भी बताते तो।
From IT Delhi.
तो ये हो सकता है, तो ये चीज़ें बिल्कुल ध्यान में रखनी है। आपका वे ऑफ आंसरिंग इज गुड बट वॉइस बहुत लो है, पिच बहुत लो है, एक मज़ा नहीं आ रहा था। ठीक है, एक मैंने आपसे जो क्वेश्चन पूछा था कि ESE क्यों जाना चाहते हो, आप उस पर बहुत एकदम स्ट्रिक्ट हो गए कि नहीं सर मैं तो इसी में जाऊंगा। मैं आपको बोले जा रहा हूँ कि L&T ज़्यादा अच्छा काम कर रहा है, टाटा ज़्यादा अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं, रिलायंस ज़्यादा अच्छा काम कर रहा है, आपको वो ये भी बोल दिया कि आपका काम सिर्फ पॉलिटिशियन के और कॉन्ट्रैक्टर के बीच में फंसे रह जाने का हो जाएगा, फिर भी आप बोल रहे हो कि नहीं मैं तो सोसाइटी के लिए काम करूँगा। सोसाइटी के लिए काम करना, डॉक्टर APJ कलाम, जितने भी इंडिया के एमिनेंट साइंटिस्ट हैं वो क्या सोसाइटी के लिए काम नहीं किए हैं? DRDO में इतने साइंटिस्ट हैं सोसाइटी के लिए काम कर रहे हैं। पूरा आपको पता है जो जूस आप पीते हो टेट्रा पैक जो आता है, कभी रियल का जूस देखा है? जो रियल वाला जूस आता है 1 लीटर का जूस जो आता है, फ्रूट जूस जो भी होता है, फ्रूट शॉप वाला नहीं, जो रेडीमेड जूस आता है जिसको आप पैक आते हो, वो टेट्रा पैक कौन बनाया था स्टार्टिंग में, किस लिए बना था वो आपको पता है? दैट इज डिजाइंड बाय DRDO. DRDO इज नॉट ओनली इनटू द रॉकेट्स और मिसाइल्स। DRDO ने हजारों टाइप के पॉलिथीन्स आते हैं, मटेरियल्स आते हैं, DRDO हैज डिजाइंड दोस। कितने ही इंस्टीट्यूट हैं, इसरो के रॉकेट्स बजाज बनाता है, इसरो के रॉकेट इसरो खुद थोड़ी बनाता है। इंडिया के जितने भी मेगा कंस्ट्रक्शन प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं सब L&T बनाता है, टाटा बनाते हैं, उनमें सिविल इंजीनियर्स कितना कर रहे हैं। तो ये सब काम मतलब यू डोंट हैव टू बी वेरी एडमेंट कि नहीं मैं यहीं पे जाके यही काम करूंगा। 5 साल बाद में आप यही फील करोगे कि मैं IIT से क्यों पढ़ा था जब मुझे यही काम करना था। एक कॉन्ट्रैक्टर को कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दे दिया, वो बोल रहा है मेरे पैसे दे दो, मैं पैसे दे रहा हूँ उसको, बस। देयर इज नथिंग टेक्निकल इन दैट।
Sir, in such a situation, how should I respond?
You have to adapt कि हाँ सर, अगर I know Reliance is doing very good job, आपको इसका ये आंसर हो सकता था कि सर इन डिपार्टमेंट्स में मैं इसलिए जाना चाहता हूँ बिकॉज दीज आर मिनिस्ट्रीज एंड फ्रॉम हेयर आई कैन कंट्रोल द पॉलिसीज। L&T में रह के मैं एक प्रोजेक्ट बना सकता हूँ, आई कैन बी अ वेरी गुड इंजीनियर, आई कैन मेक वन ब्रिज डिजाइन, बट ब्रिज के लिए पॉलिसी गवर्नमेंट बनाएगी। तो आई वॉन्ट टू बी इन दैट पॉलिसी कंट्रोल जहां पे मैं ब्रॉडर पब्लिक को कैटर कर सकूं। बस ये डिपार्टमेंट यही करते हैं, पॉलिसीज बनाते हैं। ओके, रेस्ट एवरीथिंग वाज गुड सर।
अंकित कॉमन सेंस छोड़ दिए थे यार,
Sir, with the stress question.
ये नहीं छोड़ना, समझ रहे हो? मतलब एक IIT दिल्ली ग्रेजुएट ESE का इंटरव्यू दे रहे हो, दिस इज द ओनली थिंग यू हैव टू होल्ड बैक, योर सेंसेस एंड योर कॉन्फिडेंस। यही मालूम है, इसी चीज को चेक करने के लिए आपको बुलाया है उन्होंने। ज्ञान तो चेक हो गया
Yes.
भाई, अधिकारी के पास क्या चीज लोगों से डिफरेंट है? क्यों एडवर्स सिचुएशन में टूटेगा नहीं, यही तो डिफरेंट बना रहा है।
Yes.
वो अपना विवेक नहीं खोएगा, वही आप खो गए।
शहर में बाढ़ आ गई, सारे हाय तौबा कर रहे हैं, तुम भी हाय तौबा करने बैठ गए तो बचा क्या? ठीक है, ऑफिसर वहाँ चाहिए where there is a crisis.
लीडरशिप वही तो उभारता है। साहब सर डोंट बॉदर, हो जाएगा। यू क्रिएट योर टीम, देन यू पुट ऑन द, यू आर ऑन द जॉब, ठीक हो।
Sir, how can I respond once I've made such a mistake? For instance.
अब
नहीं, गलती
एग्री
तो
कर
होगी,
लो,
उसका
ठीक है
तो
कि
कुछ
हाँ,
नहीं।
और आगे मत करो, उस गलती को आगे मत बढ़ाओ, वहीं पे एंड कर दो। बोले सर आई गेस आई मेड ए मिस्टेक, दिस शुड बी द आंसर। गलती करना बड़ी दिक्कत नहीं है, बट वो गलती तुम बढ़ाते गए बढ़ाते गए बढ़ाते गए,
Yes, sir.
ठीक है। बस इस चीज को होल्ड बैक करके
Digi
रखो,
Coast Guard.
योर सेंसर शुड बी अलाइव,
वेलकमिंग।
Understood.
ठीक है। रेस्ट बेस्ट ऑफ लक सर, मार्क्स
We have told 125 तो आपके अभी भी आ रहे हैं, बट you'll go up to 150. देखो बड़ी सिंपल सी बात है, इंटरव्यूज मेंट कि कोई अच्छा बंदा रह ना जाए, ठीक है? तो बोर्ड की यही कोशिश होगी कि तुमको सिलेक्ट कर ले. अब तुम खुद ही ना रहना चाहो तो दैट्स योर चॉइस, ठीक है? दे वुड लाइक टू सिलेक्ट यू आर वर्थ सिलेक्टिंग हर तरह से, बट यू हैव टू बी अप टू डेट ऑन दैट, ठीक है?
Understood, sir.
ठीक है, चलो डन है.
Thank you, sir.
ओके, ऑल द बेस्ट.
Thank you.